Silio, Brasilio Brown. And now he kind of ponders this. Should he go back out there? Looks like they're going to try. That was Samantha Campbell from Deep Relief Maui, and hopefully he's okay. Maybe we ought to go to commercial in a little bit. Let this play out. How we doing? A little bit more from our sponsors. Let's let it roll again, guys. I know you like those commercials. Talk to you soon. Just a quick shot.
I'm Robbie Swift, my Maui Ultra Fin Direct Thruster.
I'm Flo Young, my Maui Ultra Fins are the X-Quads.
All right, we're back at the 2013 JP Aloha Classic. I'm here with the legendary Pietro Porcella, who has been to every Aloha Classic. We're talking 30 years running. The first one in 84, 85, something like that. Alex Aguirre winning. Now, before we go to
Triple Crown.
thank you. Before we go to that, I just want to mention that Morgan Ruaro is getting taped up. We've got an indefinite postponement here. So Pietro, who's the beach commentator, is here to talk a little bit about the history of the Aloha Classic and some of his memories from that time. Pietro.
Yeah, well, the Aloha Classic actually came as a third contest. There was the Maui Grand Prix and the O'Neill Invitational in April, and the Maui Grand Prix was in October, November, always around Thanksgiving and actually around Halloween, because everybody used to go for Halloween. And they were the very first contest. So the Aloha Classic came from one of the guys that used to work for Mike, Paul Eman, and fastly became the most important event and the only one standing in many, many years as the final stop of the World Cup. So we have seen here from the Aguera to the Nash to the Dunkelberg. Polacao, when he turned 21.
Rush Randall won it.
Rush Randall, after Mark Angulo, won it. And so the history of the sport was the Aloha Classic final event.
And remember the years, Pietro, when they had racing also, how this whole entire beach was just a big bed of rigs.
Racing and slalom.
Unbelievable.
All three disciplines.
Unbelievable. I almost don't miss those days. It was like impossible to even see the beach here.
Yeah.
We've taken over Hokipa here for the better part of a week plus. We're ready to give her back to the community, but not until we finish this up today. Pietro, how does this one, I've been to quite a few myself, not quite your tracker, but how's this one ranking for you?
Well, this one, I would say one of the top 3 events that I've seen out of 40-something events, like the 21 Aloha Classic, 10 O'Neill Invitational, and 4 Maui Grand Prix. I think this is the second or third as far as condition and level of riders. This time was nice to have like 6 5 or 6 former world champion. At the same time, with
How
some of
amazing is that?
the top American and the young guys. So I felt good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad for Brasilio that he got a title again. It reminds me a little bit. You remember the Aloha Classic 2000 when
Goya.
Francisco
Right.
Goya
Yeah.
won
I
after
made that.
many years.
Exactly. I made that immediate comparison. That's good that you bring that up, because you look at the long road to these world titles, and the thing that I think we're also comparing the two, Francisco's path and Brasilio's path aside, is that it got sealed at Hokipa.
Yeah. And you see also Josh Angulo, how he came back. He was not sailing many months. He came back in Hokipa and he got rejuvenated right away. He knows that. You know very well. You've been here 20-something here, and you still get update each time you come back in Hokipa.
That's what it's all about, getting it back up on that horse, Pietro. We definitely also saw the trials were just a really hard-fought affair. Too bad that your son Francisco didn't make it through there. He's a world-class charger, and we all really like to see every guy who's performing. Like, let's not forget how hard the trials were. This is what I wanted to bring up, was like the trials were just, it was just some heats that were so difficult. They're not quite as hard as the PWR bracket, but pretty close.
But we have some of the young, strong guys here.
Yeah.
Look at Bernd Rodiger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the guy that is now coming back from 19 years old and fighting with the Seagi and with the Levi.
All right, go figure, yeah. Well, Pietro, the complete history aside, also talk to me about that fabled 1986 Aloha Classic with the giant waves, Rich Myers and Cesare Cantagalli with the cheese roll and all these huge things.
It was just born the cheese roll.
Yes.
And it's fun that here in Hokipa, the first aerial 360 happened. Somebody said it was by mistake. Doggand went for a high jump.
This was the back loop, yes.
And the wind turned.
No, the back loop was Doug Hunt, and he claimed it was like
and Cesar was more horizontal.
Yep. And then came Brett Lickle, Matt Schweitzer with the forwards. Brett Lickle, especially one of the first people I saw that was doing end over end forwards, the Delaware Destroyer himself. And I heard you starting the match. I think Brett was down here yesterday. I started hearing you talking about this over the edge stuff and the band I was doing with Mike Walker. We'll get that together someday. Hats off to all my friends and Mark Ingul, Mike Wallace, Brett Lickle, Joel Katz, all those guys. Good times. And
I felt a little bit that spirit of the original windsurfer, the original World Cup, is coming back a little bit. This event was a good melted.
I agree with that.
The pros and the amateurs and the
it's
people
the spirit
were
of things. In the spirit, much of what you run with the Chia Classic all those years in Sardinia, I was happy to be a part of at least once in your stock original windsurfer. Pietro runs this contest over in Sardinia with the original stock windsurfer classes coming through. That's great. Pietro, thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. I think they got that channel. Yes.
And we'll see you later on.
Aloha, my friend.
Great job.
All right,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
All right, Pietro, thank you for joining us. I'll pull that mic off of you. That was a good visit, little historical perspective from a man who has seen just about every contest. I could say the same thing about Rob Funk here and a few others. So here we are. Red flags coming up soon. 1 minute to go until the start of this heat, correct? Let me not get ahead of myself. That's the 12-minute mark. Okay, 12 minutes to the start of this heat. That's extra time for Noiro. So we have 12 minutes to kind of discuss the inner workings of how Noiro is going to do with a taped up ankle here, guys. Whew. The guy charging. I wish we had a replay of his aerial that he landed dead flat. That can do you. If you don't break your board, you break yourself. I hope Morgan didn't break anything. But he's a gnarly charger, and he's capable of taping that thing up, and we'll get right back to it. Take a look on the outside as we turn ourselves back around from my ugly mug back to a much nicer looking view of Hokipa. And is there some more squall action upwind? Maybe some slightly. We are going to go through this a couple times today. The contest grind, you guys, can be a total grind. And sometimes you get locked into these squalls and they come in and out and they wreak havoc with everything. Well, what we have here is 11 minutes to go till the start of this heat. 12-minute transition. Morgan Noiro going over a whitewater. Gosh, I wonder if that even felt uncomfortable. Hats off to Morgan Noiro, staying on the horse here, getting himself out there. Big time effort from him. He's still in the top 4. This heat against Bernd Rodinger is going to decide third and fourth respectively. It's really going to decide fourth, because then the winner of that heat will go to decide third. Winner of that heat will then meet Levi Cyber, who's waiting somewhere, sharpening his claws, looking at the situation, ready to get into action. When you see Levi, you're going to see somebody who's ready to defend what's rightfully his, and that's the title of the 2013 Aloha Classic. We'll see if he can seal the deal. That's the storyline going into this. Noiro checking his ankle out. He's going to give a check turn here. Looks all right. Hopefully it's not broken. Don't expect to see him try too much here. He's just going to play it easy, kick out. Bernd Rodinger hasn't hit the lineup yet. I don't see him going out. Nope, he's cruising. He's got all the time in the world. Is he up here on the hill? No, I don't see him. All right, he's down there. It's all good. Nobody needs to tell him it's time for his heat. We're all good. Upwind, there's plenty of wind. I think this is shaping up to be a very perfectly timed heat. Duncan knows exactly what he's doing, and I'll tell you what, he's timed this well. If this heat goes in the next 10 minutes, we're going to have a good show. It's just starting to pick up a little bit. There's an outer squall line right where it needs to be, perfectly positioned for this to happen. Oh, you guys, the road to this moment, we're almost done here. It's such a relief that we're going to get through this contest all the most likely here today. Just have Mana on our side just a little bit more. Please, Hokipa, just give us this chance to finish this contest today. We can give Hokipa back to the local population for the weekend. You can better believe we'll be out here sailing if it's any good for it. Little break in the action to make it sense to go to commercial at all. Should we hit commercial time? Let's go to commercial as Hokipa is starting to fire here, you guys, at the 2013 JP Aloha Classic. We're under 10 minutes to go before the start of this heat.
I'm Flo Jung. My Maui Ultra fins are the X Quads.
All right, we're back, and two sailors sailing against each other in this heat. Morgan Noiro and Bernd Rodinger. I will take my place here and let the blustery trades subside in my mic. All right. Try not to rap. I can't really do that. I'm more into metal. All right. Now, Bernd Rodinger. He won the Makani Classic last year. He won the AWT bracket of the Aloha Classic this year. That's a separate event win. We're not going to lump that with anything else. He took it. Wow. 2 Ho'okipa event wins in a row. And now he sits here in the top 4 of the Aloha Classic. He might do 3 in a row here. It's entirely conceivable that Bant Rodinger could win this event, making it 3 in a row and thereby tying Alex Aguirre's old mark. Bant already broke Ian Boyd's record of youngest event winner at Ho'okipa at age 16, which was a little bit of a younger age 16 than Ian Boyd was at the time in 1987. Bant's chasing history. He's not chasing a world title. And plenty to play for, plenty to defend here. Looks like we've got some good timing here. Basically 3 minutes and change until the start of this heat, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe just a little bit less. Been off on my timer all day, trying to get this right.
I'm not sure that we haven't got like 5 minutes.
Something like that, right? 5?
Like 4.5 minutes.
All right. Well, Bant plays kick out, kind of left and right. A little bit of strategical positioning, a little bit of killing time, in all due honesty. And we are getting there. Getting closer to that moment where we will pop that horn and we'll have something to say about it. Yes, I'm live. Okay, let's have a commercial. Sam Bittner.
I am Philip Koster. My Maui Ultra fins are ex-twins.
I'm Robbie Swift. My Maui Ultra fins are ex-thruster.
Radio Bant Rodinger tags a vertical hit and goes down. He's getting dragged down to Davy Jones' walker. You guys, you can't see anything, but Bant just basically had effectively the same thing that just happened to you looking at home. Total blind side. Got hung up under the lip and thrown down. I can't believe any of this is so classic, you guys. This squall just rips through right when this heat starts, sending us and our Mac computers into total havoc. But we're still here. We're still here! Right. Unbelievably enough,
it's over.
And it's over. No, it's just started. Unbelievable. Brent Rodinger is on the board with a low-scoring 1.38, which was for his bottom-turned, upside-down lip hack, which basically amounted to not much of a score. Feels like we're going camping, you guys. We're under the tarp here, and we are weathering what I'm going to call the storm of the Aloha Classic. There's a radical look here. You can see the squall on the outside about to swallow Rodinger. This is a rad moment. This is part of what sailing Ho'okipa is all about, you guys. These squalls that power through here. Dare I even look up the coast? And yes, the hole in the sky is there for us. I fear this, though, because this squall blew through at a good measure. And unfortunately, sometimes after these squalls, it goes really light. And you can look outside right now, and it's entirely possible that the wind's going to die completely after this blows through. Or maybe it'll just hold steady. I mean, we hope so, right? I mean, anything can happen here. How did we make it through that squall? You know, it was just so gnarly. 2 squalls in a row. This place is just shaking. I'm like, we're going to lose it. And here we are. Thank you, everybody, for holding me to my chair. I nearly blew away. It was like the Wizard of Oz. Cows and stuff flying around. Tornadoes and water spouts. That storm practically deserved to be named. Anyway, it wasn't. It was the storm with no name, and it is blown out towards Wailuku. And you know what? It was the Brasinho squall. It was truly. It was a Brasinho, a special type of squall. Good call, Rob. Okay, in scoring position here is Morgan Noiro. And he's not going to mess around. This is his first scoring ride of this heat. He gets under the lip, and he's going to kick out. Morgan is hobbling, you guys. He's on a bum ankle. He's not going to do something he's not able to do, and that might be force the issue. He's going to need to find waves which allow him to carve up a smooth wave ride. It worked for him in that last heat with big scores on big gouges. Excuse me. Brent Rodinger kicking out of what would have been his second scoring opportunity, if you want to call it that. I can't even tell you how gnarly this final is just in terms of the situation alone. A squall has just peppered us here at Ho'okipa. We might be the last people standing here. There were tons of people on the cliff, some people just coming back from the sanctuary of the Red Bull tent. As people pick up the pieces, what just happened? Well, anyway, Morgan Noiro, now he tacks. We're going to play a real game of keep away here. If somebody could bring a charger for this iPad, I'm about to lose my scoring device. We have a low-scoring final, quarter here, final, and it's basically 1.38 to 0.75. And those scores are not going to count when this is all said and done. Awesome. Oh, all right. Keep it on with Twitter, you guys. We've got some downtime in between here to call it out. We've definitely got everything to play for here. Brent Rodinger now setting up for what's going to be a real legitimate score. Here we go. Brent Rodinger off the bottom fits his little quattro board only where it can fit, much like what Keith DeBull does. Brent brings a little different flavor to the game, a little more bag of tricks in his bag. He kicks out. It's a 2-hit wave. Score of the heat so far. Judges won't waste too much time getting into the ins and outs and the nuts and bolts of that. It's a score. It's going to be bigger than a 1.38. We await that. Barely able to water start. And what's happening here is that squall that just blew through left a little bit of glass in its wake. And now, as you can see, the lineup is compromised. Morgan Noiro doesn't necessarily have a ton of wind in his sails. Brent Rodinger also struggling to get out. But that's why we have these long heats. And we have 16:20 and counting down left in this heat. An eternity for anybody in this heat. But at this point, plenty of time. Plenty of time to get on the board. Brent Rodinger has done that. 3.62 for a 2-hit wave, which in some instances would be a laughable score for a man of his capability. But right now, they're going to take what they can get. It's turned into that. You're going to have to make the most of your opportunities, and you're going to have to make your own luck to be in the right place for those opportunities. I'm looking at a long line of corduroy stretching from lanes that is going to extend up to the point here. Morgan Noirot has seen this as well. He's pumping to get on something. We don't know exactly how this is going to play out. My prediction is that it's a 3-wave set that Bant Rodinger might be in position for just as much as Morgan. Check that 4-wave set now stacking on the point. This is definitely going to favor Morgan Noirot if he can get going. He does. Morgan Noirot is on the 3rd wave of this set, and there's a 4th wave outside of it that Bant doesn't necessarily see. He goes halfway through a heli-tack and opts out of it. Bant now gets to have a front row seat as Morgan Noirot opens up his salvo, gets under this proper point, H-Poco wave, skips his bottom turn due to a very dicey wind situation. Morgan now on a bum ankle, kicks out, doesn't kick out, turns it into a ride. Morgan's sailing in pain, you guys. He deserves a lot of credit just for being out here, just like Philip Koster deserved credit for sailing with a staph infection, which is super gnarly, you guys. Lots of credit to him for even doing that. Is Morgan going to come in? He's done. Morgan's coming in. I don't know if this is windsurfing's addition. Basically he's going to forfeit this heat. I don't think that means anything. Basically, if nothing stands here, Morgan with the 1.5 doesn't feel like he can sail. Hats off to Morgan, you guys, for even trying. You know what? Hats off to Morgan for even trying and staying in the top 4, beating our new world champion with a warrior's effort. That was a valiant effort to take down Brasinho, you guys. Morgan took out Brasinho and then kind of screwed up his ankle. Unfortunately, that's going to be all for Morgan. Bant already has the winning score in this heat. I don't know if there's any use telling him. I think he can kind of figure it out himself. Will Bant just he'll keep it to himself for 13 minutes? I reckon this is it. My take on it, I don't think you can really, I don't know the rules, but it's 4.93 to 1.95. Effectively, Bant has forfeited. That's your call, Duncan. I don't think Bant minds sailing Hokipa for 13 minutes either way. We'll have our decision on that, but the math's been done is that Bant's in the lead here. We're going to finish the heat. Bant's going to have Hokipa entirely to himself, and he deserves that. And we're going to start talking about the upcoming matchup between Rodinger and Kalle Seati, who we saw just pay a little dues there on the rocks this morning, if I don't remember correctly. How was that? See it all here today. We're grinding it out at the 2013 Pwa Aloha Classic, sponsored by Nolukai Lodge and Park. And we are about 3 minutes away to starting this heat. Kalle Seati, Bant Rodinger. Where did Bant go? Is he down low in the channel? Where's Bant? Bant's in the middle. This starts to matter here. We're 3 minutes away from the start of this heat. And unfortunately for Bant, I'm just going to say this much. He rode a little insider, and now he's totally shut down. Bant can't even water start on the inside. And you know what? That doesn't affect Duncan Coombs' resolve to hold this heat and have it count, because on the outside, Kalle Seati's got enough wind to move. This was a decision by Bant to ride a little insignificant inside wave inside of 6 minutes of this transition, and he is wasting precious time now and energy when he had already gone out for his heat before the transition period even started. He had full advantage. He's definitely given away that initial advantage. And now it's going to just be a challenge to just get out. And interestingly enough, we'll see if this affects him. We've got under 2 minutes to the start of this heat, guys. And right now, if it started right now, it would be advantage Kalle Seati. And it's going to take the wind completely dropping to nothing for probably over 2 minutes for head judge Duncan Coombs to consider pulling the plug on this. We're too far along, you guys. Yes, we want to get results. We want it to be fair. This place is very consistent. Don't get me wrong. At a certain point, you want to seal the deal on these competitions. You don't have forever to run this. We've been here for a good long time now. Thankfully, with 1 minute to go, less than that, Bernd Roedinger finds a gust. He's going to make it out. And I really, really needed to see that happen because we don't really need him starting on the inside. We want a fair start to this heat. This will play out interestingly. 30 seconds to go for the start of this heat. This pivotal top 3 deciding heat here at the 2013 JP Aloha Classic. Let me get my binoculars out, give you any color I can here about what's actually happening outside. If I can see anything that brings color here. Yes, there's plenty of wind. This is going to be game on. 10 seconds and counting. 5, 4, 3, and we are going to be underway. Heat's on, you guys. Start your watches or your countdowns. 22 minutes will separate these 2 riders. This is for 2nd and 3rd place, possibly still the title. Whoever wins goes on. Kali Sayati. That's turning across the face. A fairly good start to his heat. This is a nice lime green wave. Goiter attempt. Goiter over rotation. He's done. That's the 2nd move of his wave. He's got to score. A fairly solid one. Not to be outdone, Bernd Roedinger. S turning down the face. Open hand, one-handed. Landing very much in control and landing one-handed. Nice way to finish the ride. Multiple pinball. Very impressive rotation. End of the wave move. We've seen better. I'll act like I've seen better. You didn't see me overclaiming that. Bernd's not going to claim it. We're on the board. There's an opening salvo to speak of, and this heat is not even 1 minute old. So that's good. Both sailors on the board. I have a 3.85 for Sayati. Roedinger's going to be a little bit higher. Waiting for a score from US 1113 Roedinger. Super heavy, you guys. I mean, I'll take it back from as far as when Brasinho went down to Noiro. Noiro gets injured in that exchange and has to bow out to Bernd Roedinger mid-heat. Well, now Bernd Roedinger starts off with a 7.05. And here's the deal with the judging, guys. This is what's happening. I saw it yesterday in some of these 2nd round heats. We're in a wave riding situation here. Proper wave riding is always going to score the highest. That means that you read the wave correctly, you ride the wave correctly. What's correctly? No one's going to tell us correctly. What we want is critical positioning, critical lip hitting, and being in control. Flying down the line and doing one move, whether it's a goiter or a 360, is awesome. We like to see that. But that's not a complete wave ride, guys. And sometimes, even if it's old school, even if it's something that, you feel like, oh, it's so passé. No, it's not. It's proper Hukipa wave riding, and that's going to get you good scores. Of course, proper Hukipa wave riding with the Taka, goiter, or a 360 attached to it is a huge score. Both of these riders have these moves in their arsenal. Kali, in particular, is an explosive goiter machine. Bernd Roedinger needs no introduction in terms of his bag of tricks. He's got them all. The 360, the Taka, and the goiter. But right now, he's opted for the traditional wave riding approach, and he's very good at it. And his quattro board is fitting in some unique places on the wave. Oh, you guys, this is tough. I look at this now. 3 minutes, 18 minutes and change in this heat. And the wind is definitely doing some of the things that you don't want to see it do. We're going to have some downtime here. We're going to have a chance to look at this and dissect what we see happening in front of us. Super offshore gust here, threatening to blow across the entire lineup. And it is what it is. Not a lot to work with here. Limited scoring potential on some of these setups. Bernd Roedinger just under 18 minutes left. Goes back to sail. It's kind of a classic heat stalling. He's kind of telling the judges, don't score me. I'm just going upwind. He won't get a score for that, I don't think. That's just sailing along. Well, let's refresh the Twitter feed here if we can. That'd be nice. I don't know if we have that ability or not. I'd like to hear from you out there. I'd like to see what you all have to say about Brasilia winning the title and who you think is going to seal the deal in the Aloha Classic. On the outside, Kali Seati looking for his second score here. Plenty to play for. Plenty to prove. He's already done a lot of proving in his career. This is icing on the cake no matter how you want to slice it. Kali Seati upwind. Deep rail bottom turn. Full rail of the board in the bottom of the wave there. Gets it to punch again. Punches a good whitewater section. 2-hit wave. Meanwhile on the outside, speaking of twos, 2-wave set. Barrett Rodinger's on the first one. He looks behind him. Is there a decision to make? Barrett's good about committing to the waves he's on, and he's going to stay with this one. Barrett Rodinger setting up under the Hukipa crown, gets up and over the lip, only where that board would let him go. Second aerial off the section, playing it like a video game, basically, just linking these insane sectional hit opportunities. Barrett Rodinger's kind of taking it to Kali Seati right now. That's a really good score, too. And we'll see what the judges want to say about that. Kali Seati tacking onto a wave here. He's going to let this form under him. He's going upwind. Does the left fade into a nice air. Floats down tail first. Definitely one of the heroes in Brazil, Kali Seati. Now the lone Brazilian left in this contest, doing everyone proud. And this gusty wind is playing havoc with the lineup. It's gotten really offshore, you guys. This is tricky Hukipa conditions. Not the easiest situation to deal with here. Kali Seati on the hot sail. Barrett Rodinger on the Goya rig. A little bit of a different theory between these two rigs. One thing's for sure, they're both low aspect sails. And this is a situation where you want to have a sail with some low end in it. Here comes some westerly swell corduroy on the horizon. Barrett Rodinger is first in position to take it. He's going to tack on this wave. There is a wave behind it. Barrett's got to decide. He does. He commits to the first wave again. Off the left fade. Really vertical bottom turn puts him in the perfect position of the wave as he S-turns down the face and takes aim towards the point. Barrett Rodinger, US 1113, makes a near goiter. Not enough wind for that. Kali Seati, full head of steam, big air over the section, kind of a tail wheelie. And Barrett can barely even hold himself upright. Basically gets backwinded. It's so offshore. Both these guys know part of this battle is just getting outside. And there is a tasty-looking wave on the outside. Who's going to be the first one on it? This is windsurfing's equivalent of a priority race, you guys. Somewhere out there, there's a priority buoy, invisible or something. It's a virtual priority. Kali Seati seems to have a little more low-end mobility than Barrett. And if it comes down to it, this could be Kali's wave if he wants it to be. Is there something outside of it? There's a long stretch of west swell showing up from the bottom of lanes, working its way up the point. Both these guys don't want to mess around with this inside wave. These are tough conditions, you guys. It doesn't get any more difficult than this. Super offshore west swell Hukipa. Only a few sailors in the planet can handle this situation adequately, let alone competitively. Two of them are out here right now. Kali Seati, clearly a little more mobile than Barrett, is outside of him and on the first wave of this set. Has he decided that this is the best wave he can find out there? This is definitely a decent selection. It's going to line up right in front of the judges' table here, right in front of you guys at home. Here comes Kali Sayati, former world wave champion on the PWA Tour. He gets his second turn under the lip, and he does a really corkscrewed Taka radical rotation. I'd love to see that in slow motion. Basically, it's a make out the back. Geronimo, I'm supporting Kali, but Rodiger looks really solid. Where did the wind go? Yeah, heavy deal. It's definitely somewhere out there. Lo and behold, upwind is squall number 3. It's coming, you guys. I promise you it's coming. Not yet. We're probably about 10 to 15 minutes away. We're going to get pepper sprayed yet again. Totally brutal, you guys. But you know what? Lucky we live Maui and we're in the right place here. Damn. Heavy deal. Scores 7.05 and 7.03, counting for Rodinger, US 1113. He's in first position with a 14.08. 10 minutes gone in this heat. Less than 12 minutes left. In second place, BRA 253, Kali Sayati, holding on to a 4.97 and a 5.88 for a heat total of 10.85. He's in second position. He's definitely a couple levels below Bernd on the scoring. He's capable of flying into this, but Bernd's played this incredibly smartly. He is an intelligent competitor. He has selected waves that did the following. They allowed the open face for him to get under the lip and get his aerials. He was able to link sections on the waves that he chose. He was definitely not shying away from the goiter or the 360 or the Taka, but not prioritizing it either. He did one nice looking Taka at the end of one of his wave rides, and that wasn't even his highest score. Out on the point, Kali Sayati, sizing up an opportunity to get back into this heat. Goes back to sail, takes it up to middles. Not at fault there. It's a position battle, you guys. There's plenty of time left. There's everything to play for here at the 2013 JP Aloha Classic, sponsored by Nalukai Lodge. Call Louis. Okay, I'm just through my binos here looking at Kali Sayati pumping up wind on a really good scoring opportunity. This is a really interesting wave. The wind's super offshore. He feels he's too deep. Pretty good decision, because what he does is he just reverses tack and now opts out for this wave. This was actually smart by Kali. Mid-level scores being passed up on. Press the reset button. Go with the flow. The wind's very light in the middle part right now. Up at middles, barely able to water start, but he's up. And what we see here is this heat's kind of slowly playing out in this distinctive mode here. Position's going to matter. 2 wave sets on the order for the most part. Hard to say whether the first or the second wave are the better waves. Westerly in its direction for the most part. Oh, where has the wind gone? My gosh, it could just be so much better out there, but we could have it worse too. We've got at least contestable conditions here. We're going to try and close out the 2013 JP Aloha Classic today. Let's keep our eyes on the conditions, because we could come to a snap decision here that this just isn't good enough. We're not there yet. I think some of us are looking at each other like, okay, is this really what we want to do? It's coming into question, but these heats are long. And for the most part, people are getting their scores. What you are seeing is that Barrett, with 2 sevens, hasn't even bothered to ride a wave in what feels like 10 minutes. He's just looking around, pick and choose. Kali Sayati, much the same, even though he's not in first place, has opted out of several scoring opportunities because he's pretty aware that he's not in the lead and that he's going to need to see the right wave pop up on the horizon for him to be able to even go to town. What a contest it's been. I mean, it's definitely something to reflect on here at the 2013 JP Aloha Classic. I'm staring out to sea. I'm looking at, minimal scoring opportunities currently. There's a little bump that Kali Sayati's on. This heat, the momentum is what it's all about. You could see it swing in either direction. Kali's on something right now that he's probably going to keep. This is one of his keeper waves, most likely. Kind of an upper westerly set, has a lower bowl to it. An interesting line here. It's going to get pretty warbly. At least it's not the first wave of the set. Kali Sayati almost certainly is going to try and ride this wave. Kali's spurring up off the bottom, gets right under the lip, hooks it around. Pretty much game for number 2. Slightly smaller version of one of Barrett's better scoring waves. Kali Sayati definitely getting hit number 3 on that wave. It's going to count for something. Was it a 7 or better? I'm not sure. I kind of doubt it. He rode it very well. He rode it perfectly. It just wasn't that big of a wave. And that's not Kali's fault. It was well worth trying to get in on the scoring there. Meanwhile, on the outside, US 1113, Barrett Rodinger has the lineup to himself. And he's playing pick and choose here. Two wave sets opening up at H. Coco Point. Kali Sayati nearly on a plane on the way out as a front row seat for Barrett Rodinger. And Rodinger's going to go to town here. And this is what he really likes to do. He likes to uncork it here. Kali's right in the line, but Barrett's going to ride this wave as if he's not there. Barrett Rodinger, an absolutely unbelievable Taka rotation. That's worth the claim. And that was right in front of Kali. Ha ha! Oh man, let me get the replay here. That was mid-face bottom turn rotational, on par with anything the best surfers in the world can do. That was absolutely nuts. He's getting a big set of cheers on the beach. Rodinger's kicking Kali's ass.
Did you just say that?
It's the truth. Okay, I'm going to let that one sit, you guys. You heard me say it. All right, it's the truth. Now, Kali could have heard me say it. All you guys in Brazil could have heard me say it. And you're welcome to say whatever you want about it. And Kali's welcome to get right back in this heat if he wants to. He's wholly capable of it. Here comes a good point wave for Kali Sayati. Gets under the lip. Good extension on the aerial. Get under that thing one more time. Wow, he sure did. Kali Sayati, 1-2 punch. But he saw Barrett do the whip it Taka. Oh my goodness. I'm still getting over it. Everybody is. It was insane. It was insane. It was the level of capability that Barrett displays in the fact that his level of agility and the fact that he's so low aspect Barrett right here. He's growing. He's not done growing. But he is riding small gear and he's able to play these cornices. How does he get around like that? It is totally amazing to watch him get around on those Takas, but that one was possibly one of the best ones I've ever seen him do. And he's sailing, with the lead here. And he did that right in Kali's face. Anyway, let's see what the scores are. Barrett with an 8.7 for that. And I say again, here comes Barrett Rodinger stalling at the top, taking the drop, 100% commitment off his bottom turn, hooks it around, sheets in, gets his momentum, automatic goiter in front of Kali Sayati again. I said it earlier, I don't need to say it again. Wait a minute. 22 minutes That was the buzzer. And the heat's over. And Bent Roninger is going to be sailing against Levi Siver for the title. Oh, no. Let's make that result official, you guys. Kali Sayati, my playa. One heck of a contest for you, buddy. You're getting high praise from the flycatcher and everyone else. More importantly, my goodness, you sailed good, Kali. Third place ain't shabby, bud. If that's in fact where you're sitting, and I think that the scores don't lie. Here we go, you guys. 12-minute transition period. Send them back out. Let's see when we start it. Let's go to commercial here at the 2013 JP Aloha Classic. Woo-ha!
I'm Robbie Swift. My Maui Ultra Fins are X-Thruster.
Camera one, camera one. All right, we're live. They've just announced that Brent Roedinger made it through that heat. And you don't see this on the camera screen here, but Levi Siver's already cleared the point, and he's heading out to the lineup. Levi Siver. Time to defend this house, Levi. And Brent's defending his house, too. This is both their house. They are both Hokipa's favorite sons. We've got a lot of favorite sons out here at Hokipa. They're two of them. The wind's not going anywhere, but hang on, guys. Here comes squall number 3. As if on cue. I'm not kidding. It's coming. This is not a drill. We've been through this. Thank you. I will grab my binoculars. I will batten down the hatches. I can already see the rainbow at the top of the parking lot. It's a matter of time. Here it comes. This is going to play havoc on us yet again. It's a pretty minor looking squall compared to that last biblical one, but it's on the way. You can look upwind on our screen and you can see it coming. This is so cool. There is a double rainbow setting up for our final Aloha from Maui, you guys. This is a different kind of postcard, but a very typical Hokipa look, you guys. This is what it looks like. Park on Maui. Big showdown. All the marbles right now, this heat. Levi Siver, Brent Roedinger.
All you, Jason. All you. No camera one.
Here comes squall number 3. Batten down the hatches. Hold on tight to your relatives. And here we go. It's blowing through. Levi's solidly out there by himself. Levi's a spiritual man. He knows that these things happen for a reason. Try and turn this into some sort of good sign. Try and channel this any way he can. It is a big moment for him. Big moment for everybody. And we're enjoying every second of it. This squall's pretty gnarly, but we'll get over it. Squalls don't last all day. We can expect this to be pretty much close to over, actually. Just a couple little trickles. Nothing serious. Glad I didn't bring my computer down here nonetheless.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for bringing yours. All right, we're still live here. I'm just listening to them announce Barrett has advanced to the heat with Levi. Levi's riding the point. You're watching Levi Cyber, the single elimination defender here, entering the lineup, getting loose, doing what he needs to do. Levi's confident character right now. Huge moment for him. Huge moment for Barrett. Lots on the line for both these guys. I truly hope that this final can set up the conditions that it deserves to have. And that's going to be, let's get some wind in here. Let's get some of those nice mid-range rippable sets and get this going. While Levi warms up, how about we go to commercial briefly? Come back, 2013 JP Aloha Classic, sponsored by Naulukai Lodge.
I am Philip Coster. My Maui Ultra fins are ex-twins.
Wow, you guys, it's setting up nice. Levi Cyber and Barrett Rodinger together alone at Hukipa. The first heat to decide our champion of the 2013 JP Aloha Classic, sponsored by Naulukai Lodge. Now, it's fairly simple. Double elimination format with the following. Levi Cyber is in first place of this double elimination, meaning that Barrett Rodinger needs to defeat Levi 2 times. 2 separate heats to be the champ.
I already am.
Levi just needs to put his foot down right now, one time nice, and he's going to win this. He can win that second sudden death heat too and be the champ. What can't happen if you're Levi Siver and you want to win this is losing twice. That's as simple as it is. Bant Rodinger going for 3 in a row. Levi Siver searching for his first Akipa title of his career. It's an awesome moment. Everybody is glued to the edge of their seat. Eight-second countdown until the start of this heat. Am I correct about that? This heat is on. Yellow. Not yet. A minute till this heat goes green, you guys. Confirm with that page. We've got a minute till the start of this heat. It's looking really good, actually. I'm really super impressed with the timing here. I'm happy for both these guys that they're actually looking like they're going to get a fair shake here. This heat's not going to start with a squall. That's already been taken care of. Our heat counter is telling me 27 seconds and counting. If you're Levi Siver on this wave, what do you do? Is this how you start your heat? I don't know. Not so sure about that. Just a little too much time to turn that into his first score. Bant Rodinger, upwind, peeping through his eyes, his beady eyes, through his curly hair. You can just see those fire red target eyes just going. He's like the wolf man. He's like, ah. All right. Furry little Bant Rodinger is in this final with Levi Siver. Both these guys are on top of the mountain. The last two sailors standing here in the 2013 JP Aloha Classic PWA World Tour Wave Final. We've already crowned a world champion. His name is Marcilio Brown. He goes by Brazinho. He's our new World Wave champ. Congratulations to him. Outstanding job on your 2013 campaign, Brazinho. 2 Goya riders in the final. We are happy in that camp, I'm sure. What do we got? It's a bit of one of those open playing fields with 2 sailors out. The action's a little bit scaled back. It's a little concentrated in these moments when these guys ride waves. Otherwise, there's not a lot going on. Levi kind of looking around. Bant's inside of him. He's going to let whatever goes through to Levi go through to Levi. Levi's going to have to make the conscious decision what his first wave ride is going to be. I see a set. It's a 1-2 exchange. Pretty good sized waves here, you guys. Levi Siver's on the first one. Here's our first exchange of this heat. Levi Siver streaks down to H. Poco Point on a high line. A lot of good speed for him. Off the bottom, vertical hit, goes down. Bant Rodinger, no big deal for Levi. He's got plenty of time. Bant Rodinger on a super gusty wave. Keeps the inside rail, aimed at the lip. He's under the lip. He goes around. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He gets buried. There's no way he's making that. There is. There isn't. There is. There isn't. You know how it's like he got spat out of a barrel there. That I said there was no way, and then out he comes. The furry rodent, Bant Rodinger, absolutely almost shocked the world with the Chewbacca taka. But he doesn't make it. What's the noise? How does Chewbacca sound when nothing goes right? He's like, oh, no. Oh, there was Bant going over the falls. No. I'm sorry, guys. Let's cut the Star Wars out. This is a final. More, like, get the theme on for Star Wars then. Let's get some background music here, George Lucas. Let's go. All right. This. I mean, look. Let me talk about that taka there. Bant Rodinger just like, I'm going to go in the most critical part of a set wave and just donate myself around. I don't know what the judges want to give that. It's a toss-up to me. It was a huge attempt. He practically almost made it. Had he made it, he was getting a 10. I don't even want to shake and whisker at that. It was an unbelievable exchange. Levi Siver on the first wave of that set. Not going to have a score there to speak of.
This one's coming from behind you guys. Squall, dress it up.
Squall number 4 lines up as Levi Siver now setting up for a wave ride, trying to get a score on the board. It's an interesting thing here. What did Barrett get for that set wave that he kind of, fell on? Levi, safe, tweak air. Okay, he's on the board. I mean, that's the bottom line. Levi has a score. Looks like the live tickers on Maui time here. It's doing its best. I've got some question marks and little half semicircles that are spinning. I'm not getting a lot of information here, but I'll bring you what I see. I won't even score this heat for you other than the fact that what has just happened was that there was a 2-wave set that came in to start the scoring here. Levi Siver was the first rider on that wave. He went down after trying to hit the lip, kind of took a vertical stab in a really weird wind situation. Vant Rodinger behind him went for something ridiculously big, a big air talk after a couple snappy, trim turns, went down. Heavy situation there. Now, Siver's already fought back from that first kind of bogged wave. He's got a decent mid-level score there for a tweak air and a couple turns. It all happened at the point. Now, proper H Poco here, right in front of the judges' tower. Upper H Poco, I should say. Levi Siver now, Bernd Rodinger, sets up inside of Levi Siver and tacks out of the wave. Levi Siver's left with what looks like a very nice point wave setting up below him. Huge moment for Levi. This is a pivotal moment in this heat because this is a really nice wave. I can call it a mile away. This wave's coming in the perfect spot in the reef. And Levi's in great position to turn this into a big score. Levi Siver staying on the top of the wave until it hits the reef, and he gets a classic bottom turn, a bucket of spray up the top. Nice redirect air for Siver, who goes straight into this stock contest air. Huge score for Siver. Really big score for Levi. There is a level of local support for both of these guys, but what everybody really wants to see is a good competitive heat, and Levi has started off strong here. He's in the lead in this heat. His first score on that insider was a 5.55. We'll see what this second score is. It's much higher. Great job, Levi. Great effort there. Let's not play favorites, and let's not forget about Bernd Rodinger on the outside of a gorgeous wave at Hokipa. Super high scoring gouging turn in the lip line. S turning is down. Perfect placement of the wave. S turning, stalling to get into what is now a crowning lip. He gets under. Bernd Rodinger goes down. A huge moment in this heat. You would have thought that wouldn't have happened. This wave's going to break on his head. He's going to get pounded. This is a 3-wave set. Bernd Rodinger's getting punished on this reef. He is taking donuts, you guys.
Are you biased?
I'm not biased. I'm just calling it how I see it. And if you're Bernd Rodinger right now, you just took...
In your seat.
You took bloody donuts. And that's not good. He took dirty lickings right there. And it's continuing. We call it dirty lickings, you guys. He's getting worked. There's a 6-wave set that just unloaded on his head.
He's broke down.
I would speculate that he might have broken down there. We're not sure about that. He's gotten really pounded. I don't even know what to say, you guys. I hope he's all right. I'm sure he is. That's not the worst pounding he's ever taken. The Walsh brothers come in. They are like, how are you? Who are you? Are you? Well, he is. He is Bernd Rodinger, and unfortunately for him, goes down on that wave. Let me call this as I see it. Levi down in the channel. This is an even exchange. Both of these guys are in a fairly safe position here. Credit that Goya rig for being in one piece after that pounding. Oh my goodness. There's Kiki Tubul. He's in position to help Bernd, but Bernd's like, I think I'm good. Nice job by Keith to be in position to help one of his top riders. Keith's watching this going, I don't know who he's not rooting for anybody. He's like totally neutral here, as we all are. I might sound one way or the other excited for Levi and not for Barrett, but that's not the case. I'm happy for both these guys to be in this position, and I'm calling it as I see it. And Barrett just shook off a major pounding, dirty lickings Hawaiian style, shaking it off, dust off, get back ready to ride. Levi Seivert clears the channel. This whole exchange, as far as who's out of position right now, it's negligible. They're both going to be out back in this lineup. 13 minutes and 20 seconds left in this heat. Whew, that was a major moment in this. For Seivert, getting a huge score now. An 8.38 has dropped for Seivert. Barrett Roedinger's score, 5.78. Levi in command here. Barrett's a big score away. We all know that he's capable of dropping a 10 if he wants to. I wouldn't think that Taka, the Chewbacca Taka, should we have called it, that he tried to make back in the beginning of this heat, had he made that, he would have a huge grip on this final. He's gone big twice. He also lost it on a very vertical lip hit on the point. He's not playing careless. He's going big. He is shooting to kill. Barrett Roedinger has one target out there, and it's wily veteran Levi Seivert, who knows exactly how to play this. This is not their first final together, and it won't be their last. As Barrett Roedinger now, shaking off the cobwebs from that pounding, goes back to sail just to show everybody he's okay. This isn't a score. Judges don't score it. It was just going upwind. It's all good. 12 minutes and change left in this heat. I'm not even going to bother to pretend that this isn't exciting, even though the wind's super light and it could be better. We have had our moments already in this final where this exchange, you know, it just goes that way. Who'll keep us playing into this, you guys? Who'll keep us deciding also a little bit what's going to happen in this? Sure, Barrett Roedinger served it up with that big Taka attempt, the infamous Chewbacca Taka that we'll be talking about. He made it around mid-face. Unbelievable one. Like the one he made against Cowley was just a showstopper. Show-stopping effort for him. And there is nothing else you can say other than holy shoyu chicken and rice. Wow, you guys. Thank you for letting me catch my breath. Let's see what we got upwind of us. Little bit of a squall, a little bit of a hole in the sky. I see white caps. There's still some sets coming in. We're going to squeak this one out. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in this. Oh my goodness, it's a battle for the ages. Barrett Roedinger and Levi Seivert. I've seen this before at Pistol. I've seen it at Waddell Creek. And now we have it setting up at Ho'okipa. Last year, Kevin Pritchard was in the exact same position that Levi was in. Kevin couldn't fend off Barrett and lost to him twice to relinquish the Makani Classic title in an epic battle that no one will ever forget. Well, now, 1 year later, Levi Seivert's in Kevin's position, and he is holding on to a lead here. Let me get my scores back up. Somebody help me. I can't use an iPad. I am illiterate with the iPad. I don't own one. I don't even want to look at that thing. Here comes Barrett Roedinger with a 3-wave stack setting up. This final couldn't be going any better. Barrett Roedinger setting up a point wave that's crowning the lip at H. Poco. Left fade, bottom turn under the pit. He's under this thing. I can only watch and see him go under this lip. I can't believe this kid charging what he's doing. He tries to stick it. There's still a chance. I see the fins. He's done. Massive attempt from Roedinger. Levi kicks out. He sees the carnage. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to kind of go back out and get one of these other waves and kind of calm down. You know, I'm Levi Seivert. I'm smarter than that. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to tack. I'm going to tack. I'm going to tack. Levi Seivert is going to tack. Yes, Levi. Exactly. Take the final wave of this set in front of Barrett Roedinger, who is playing catch-up at this point. Let there be no two ways about it. High fives for Roedinger. He needs to push this into the next round. Meanwhile, Seivert up and under with a little hippy-skippy kind of look back. Nah. Not going to be much there, kind of trying to mimic Bernd Roedinger. I don't think there was any facetious kind of cross-claiming there. That's kind of Roedinger's move. Or is it Levi's move that Roedinger's taken from him one way or the other? He kind of gave him a little bit of a look like, it's coming down to it, you guys. Under 9 minutes here. All the marbles at the 2013 JP Aloha Classic. Oh, man. Heavy battle. Heavy battle in a situation where, you know, you're looking at guys in subplaning wind trying to pick off these Hawaiian nuggets that are coming in out of the west-northwest. This swell is very intermittent and tricky, and it's putting riders in a position to force things to a degree. This heat's really, in all honesty, wide open. It's 13.93 against 11.56 to Levi Cyber. His high score is 8.38. His low score is 5.55. Roedinger sitting on a pair of 5.78s. Tactical battle, you guys. Roedinger's nowhere near combo land. He probably only needs an 8 or more to take the lead. Who here is having a good time? All right. All right. Well, tell me, I'm having a great time, and everybody out here on this PWA World Tour Twitter feed seems to be having quite a good time. What we really see here is that we're having a victory parade back in Brazil. They're definitely starting a bloody riot over there. It's awesome. We'll get back to you from Sao Paulo in a second here. Meanwhile, Levi Cyber, one wave set here. Talk about mana from heaven here. Levi Cyber right in front of Bernd's like, look at this nugget, Bernd. I kind of just casually picked this off under your nose. All right, Levi, off the bottom, classic style, big spray off the top, kind of hooking these turns on his tri-fin. Gets into the high line, carefully placing his board under the lip. Good floaty style, not his highest score. Probably not his lowest score. Maybe he's matched that 4.2 from that prior wave, maybe slightly higher than that. Is it a 5.55? It might be. Cautious applause from everybody on the cliff. Bernd Roedinger now with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. What a suspenseful day so far, you guys. We crowned a world champion a couple hours ago. That's Marcilio Brazinho Brown from Brazil. He's our world wave champion. This heat could potentially be the last heat in the pro bracket of this 2013 JP Aloha Classic. Not much time left. 6 minutes and counting. And in first position is Levi Cyber. Not by a whisker, by a margin, by a good score. It's 14 to 11.56. All right. Bernd Roedinger is not going down quietly. He has got arguably one of the best looking waves I've seen all day. This thing's coming in so perfectly up to green trees. It's going to hit the shallow part of the reef and bowl all the way across. Mark my words. This is a canvas for the elite Hokipa rider. And Bernd Roedinger knows it. And he sees it hit the reef. First lip hit is a one-handed aerial off the lip, which slows him down. But he's going to make this wave. He's just got to sheet in and get one more little bottom turn. Little bit of... Oh, no! Oh, the wind really conspired against Roedinger there. Unbelievably enough, it shuts Roedinger down. I thought that was looking so good for him. He had nothing in his sail. Unfortunate for him. Man, I was expecting the explosion Taka Chewbacca out of him, and it just eluded him slightly. Well, anyway, you know, in Star Wars terms, Levi's definitely got the Jedi mind trick running here. With his lightsaber in his hand, and he goes upwind on the outside with 4 minutes left in what is so much more looking like his chance to steal this event. Not really stealing it. He's had to be considered one of the favorites to win this as well as Bernd Roedinger was. Bernd Roedinger's not done, okay? That wave shut him down. That score is still going to drop, but I don't think it's going to be better than a 5.78. Cyber's last score from that wave betters his lowest score. 5.75. It's 14.13 to 11.56. Levi Sivers in the lead. Levi's ridden 5 waves. Bernd Roedinger's ridden 4 waves. We're still waiting for the score from Bernd's last wave. What is it? It's a 3.92. Nothing's changed. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remain in this heat. It's coming down to it, you guys. If it ended right now, Levi Sivers, our 2013 Aloha Classic champion. It hasn't happened yet. You do not count this over until it's over. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remain. Bernd Roedinger, ever the steely competitor, knows he's 1 move away. He's been 1 move away this entire heat. I'm going over my highlight reel here. Some huge near misses. Roedinger swinging for the fences. Body blows, uppercuts, taking his shots at Levi Siver. Levi Siver kind of ducking and jiving, and in many respects, Bernd Roedinger also kind of shooting himself in the foot just a little bit with these radical attempts that, my goodness, they're fun to watch, and he's coming so close. And it seems like the wind has been a little bit more on Levi's side here. We won't get too into that. Here comes the 1-2 exchange, because Bernd Roedinger's probably going to attack on this outsider if he can. It looks like he can. Levi Siver setting up his wave right here as the wave crowns up at H. Coco Point. Classic bottom turn for Siver. Huge bucket of spray. He sends the spray down to Kahului as he gets under the lip one more time. Someone anticlimactically straightens out. Bernd Roedinger's kind of falling around outside. The wind's playing havoc with him. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here. I don't think Siver could have scripted this any better, but he also knows how these things can have a tendency to end. And you never know. You never know what's going to happen here. But it's starting to play out. We've got 2 minutes left in this heat. Massive moment here in the 2013 Aloha Classic. This could be it. Man, I remember when Levi showed up on Maui. It was the O'Neill 1994. He was 14 years old. His older brother Luke, 16. There he was getting ready for his heat. Only his heat went out and he didn't know it. And he didn't really realize what was going on. He's sitting on the beach kind of by himself, and Mark Angulo kind of nudges me. Is that Levi? You know, that new kid? And I'm like, yeah, his heat started. I don't really know how to tell him. And Mark goes up to him. He's like, go out, bro, go. And Levi is super huge eyes. He's like, oh my God, that's my heat. Wow. Goes out. And he, freaks out and kind of like, didn't really sell the best heat of his life or whatever. You could see this eagerness in the kid. He was like new to the game. Super humble and polite kid. So well raised by Tim and Farida, his parents, who have sat here, Tim especially, tirelessly watching on the cliff all of these years. It is not the same without Tim on that cliff critiquing absolutely everybody, especially his son Levi, who is 1 minute away from winning the Aloha Classic. What was that horn? Who blew that? We've got 1 minute left. Don't regard that horn. And if Levi regards this as something, the heat's still on, that's a green flag. Keep sailing, Levi. Thank you. All right. Levi Siver, under the lip here. Floaty aerial. Really not much he can do. That's his campaign here. We've got 30 seconds here. Levi's going to come in. I'm going to give you a little bit of applause here. 30 seconds. Bernd Roedinger's not done. He's going to get a chance, you guys. Bernd Roedinger's not done. And Levi, he's wondering if this heat's still on. That was an errant horn. Whoever blew it's going to get scolded by me personally in 10 seconds. Here comes Bernd Roedinger with nothing left. This is it. Buzzer beater time for Bernd Roedinger. He's got to ride this wave. Full potential. That's the end of the heat. This way, Captain Roedinger. Here we go. He gets under the lip. Floater opportunity. Bernd Roedinger trying to save his day here at the 2013 Aloha Classic. One last cutback. And that's all he's got. And you guys, it's mathematical. We're going to tabulate this. It looks like Levi did it. Let's get back to you in a sec.
Global Virtual Solution.